So, finally, we can talk about TikTok. Well, even though I already talked about more a lot of TikTok, but this is pretty much another TikTok video that I'm gonna talk about. Not only a person I'm gonna talk about on TikTok, but it's gonna be someone else. Or most likely the whole app. Yeah, basically the whole app of TikTok. So, TikTok, clearly from 2022 and 2021, or 2023, has been pretty much a clear entertainment. And in my opinion, I asserted to myself that TikTok sounds very like a hateful app in my opinion. Because I've seen a lot of people for the past years calling TikTok is just like a boring app, people dance and stuff. But right now, it just feels weird that you just need TikTok. Like, without TikTok, you don't have a good life. It's like you're feeling lonely, you don't have anything inside. All you have is just nothing. No TikTok, nothing else. Because right now, I've been scrolling down to TikTok a million times. It's like becoming addictive. Well, I shouldn't get too addictive because apparently it's bad. Because you don't need to get addictive to one social media. And also, one thing that I like to say about TikTok. That TikTok has still garbage content. And what is like the garbage content that I'm talking about right now? Well, you see, TikTok is clearly running out of content. Yes. Like last year was like there was like a lot of things happening there. There was like the Grimace Shake trend last year like had like the Ohio memes we had, and like in 2021 we did have like a bunch of things also. And yeah, there's a lot of things on TikTok back then. Though those were like the prime TikTok, but apparently right now we're in the next level of TikTok, where things are becoming boring on TikTok. Well, TikTok can get really boring though, because apparently if you scroll too much down for like 5 hours plus, it can get even worse apparently. You may not know why, because apparently there's a lot of things there. Scrolling down for like gazillion times on TikTok for like 12 hours or like 5 hours long, I think you should just stop scrolling. It's better off if you go do something else. Go outside and relax instead of just scrolling on TikTok, because seeing brain rot is something useless. And these days, people are calling it brain rot. Why? Because that's the new word on TikTok. Each comment you go on TikTok, you'll see brain rot, and another brain rot, and another brain rot. There's completely like gazillions of like brain rot in every YouTube comments or TikTok comments sometimes. And I feel kind of weird because apparently like the word using brain rot doesn't really matter, because it is already brain rot since like 2020. TikTok already had like billions of views, videos being viewed by people scroll down and liked. It's already called brain rot because it's the addiction over TikTok. And there's nothing new on TikTok. There's only like the same content over and over. If you want to make something different, I think you should start out what TikTok used to be. The beginning of TikTok that time. Or somewhere, not only beginning of TikTok, but somewhere between in 2018 TikTok. That's why I realized that was my first time liking TikTok. Well, not really, but that's where I got interested of it. The memes, the new videos, trying out to laugh videos were happening that time. And I don't know what was with these whole scrolling down social media apps thing. I heard about Instagram and Snapchat and Vine, of course, because they were also like TikTok, but like the better version, I guess. But now we're having the ugly version of TikTok, which is just called TikTok, which is made by, well, not only China, but was also made by the same people who made from, Musical.ly, which if you ever heard about Musical.ly, I think that's where they changed things up to TikTok. And I think it was biggest mistake for those people who changed it to TikTok, because apparently it's better if they don't change it to TikTok, because you know what's gonna happen in the future. People in the past just realized to think that TikTok, the word of TikTok right now is thinking like to be okay, but no, it's not. The people in the past will think like, oh, TikTok, I hope it's a good app to watch. Well, too late, I guess, because apparently TikTok isn't even that good anymore. It sucks. Everything's bad right there. There's nothing new. It's all the same content again, over and over, with brain rot in it. Yep, I have to say it. TikTok is brain rot and garbage. You can go mad with me if you want, because I don't really care. I can call TikTok as bad, and honestly, I agree with the whole ban thing on TikTok, because I don't really care about TikTok. We literally have like Instagram, which is already like the TikTok. And also, don't forget, like, we also have Vine and Snapchat, which is Vine is gone now, but we still have also Snapchat. But you see, the problem here is that if people still supports with TikTok, or still watch TikTok, or still scrolling down like a lot of times on TikTok, which means that people are getting addicted to TikTok. So it is right that the people who says like scrolling down to like social media all the time, like single times over and over, well, it's kind of like becoming a bad thing right now. It's literally happening right now in this future because apparently in 2024, I think things might get worse, not just on TikTok, but like technology right now. Like AI, and then they're using generated AI images to post on TikTok, not only TikTok, but also like Facebook. And there's like many more things out there that's bad. And like I have to say, I guess those people who still likes watching TikTok, I have to say one thing though for everyone out there. Just to say that your brain is getting effectively bad. You're ruining your timeline, you're ruining your own thing, your own body, your own brain, and all you have to think is just TikTok. You doing your content, doing everything else. There's a truth between the reality of TikTok versus the expectations. Like people smiling on social media and then in real life they're actually not smiling, they're sad, which is there is a video out there. And don't forget that like not all like TikTok or like any other social medias can make you happy. So technology doesn't make you happy though. Technology will sometimes makes you harder, makes you sad. People will getting like opinions whether they like things that they like or not, and it just gets worse. You know, like it doesn't get stopped. It just keeps going and going, like addictive. Like it is getting addictive because it is. It's now an addiction app. And it's getting even worse and more worse. I feel like not only like TikTok addiction is just getting worse, I feel like the content is just getting way more like boring and like even worse. Even like in my last TikTok videos I explained like last year, and like all of those like TikTok videos I mentioned and like uploaded years ago, I feel like those people are now considered to be boring. The ones I explained that was wrong, the one I explained that was right, they're all just like annoying. They're just memes, spams, and stuff. But this one is might be the true one, I should say, because it is how like TikTok is not doing anything great. It's just running out of content. Maybe because like the whole point of like what's been happening like last year, like somewhere between October and December and November, we all know what's been happening. There's been like wars. There's been like happenings and like there's been like politics and stuff, and so that, of course TikTok can't be that fun, and everyone posting a lot of videos about like wars and stuff, and TikTok tried to censor it and many people complain, and of course TikTok is planning to get banned in America, and then everyone tries to protest that, saying no, you can't get TikTok banned because it belongs in here, and then the TikTok CEO gets reported that time, and apparently I feel like America is just like racist towards like TikTok. I mean, even though like their country has the most addictive TikTok also, like they're literally the most number one highest TikTok downloadable content, because apparently that's true, and the second goes on to my country, and then the third one goes to the others also. So here's, let me tell you something why. I don't think TikTok should get banned. I think it's better off if TikTok should just fix itself. Even though at that time I said that I agreed that TikTok should get banned because I don't like it. But sometimes I give a little chance for people though on TikTok. Sometimes there's nice people. Sometimes there's the people I like. Sometimes the people are funny there. You know, like funny content and stuff. They're also doing that on YouTube at the same time. But now I guess YouTube is not popular, but now TikTok is. So there's a major difference here. And it's very way different because I feel like this is what is happening right now in the future. In like what we're gonna do like in the past few years, people are just gonna do TikTok, or people are just gonna do what the last generation does. It's the examplation of what millennials and Gen X are doing. Generation X, like between the 70s and 1980s, where their life is not that difficult. There was no social media, there was no iPhones, there was no computers. There were only TVs, and there was only people playing outside. And also like the same thing with the 90s, life was different. Also the 2000s and the 2010s, but like those are a time where social media was like being created and stuff, even though like life was different. But right now life is getting difficult for anyone who is Gen Z out there, who is growing up, who is getting ready for their next level to college or to adulthood. Because instead of you like doing TikTok or like doing some stuff that you want to do, I feel like it's better off if you just don't like focus on TikTok. Focus on something else more. Achieving your life better. Achieving your lifestyle differently. Don't just achieve it like it's bad or good or not. Because apparently you can't just like focus on social media. If you're getting addicted to TikTok or like any social media like Instagram, Snapchat, you want to be an influencer, I get why you want to be famous, but like you gotta also focus like the lives that are like going on. Like, not everyone is rich, not everyone is poor, not everyone is like having a good life. Everyone can be disabled. Everyone is all sometimes poor. Everyone is rich, but they're not happy. It's just a different common thing. And I learned that in school because it teaches us that like you shouldn't be focusing on only fun things on this world. I think you should be focusing the point of what life is, what you're gonna do next, what you're gonna do with your future life, what you're gonna do when you're getting old. And then when you're old, you realize that you're done with everything. And then like you're about to die, and then that's it. That's all. Basically, that's life. And then it cycles again for someone to do it again and again. And I think even if like people who disagrees with me in this video because they don't like how I'm talking about towards TikTok, because they know like everyone would say on TikTok like, yeah, TikTok is a place where you can do education. TikTok is a place where you can do stuff. TikTok is a place where you can do some weird things also. It's a fun place. You can't just blame it. Don't get it banned. It's good. Yeah, I know why. Yeah, I can already tell. Yeah, it's fun. It's like YouTube, but like different. It's more funner and wacky, I guess. So, but there's one thing I like to say about TikTok is that just don't get too addictive to contents like that. It's too much for me. I had it. Like, I always get angry when someone said like someone's defending TikTok like it's their baby or something. And it's too much, okay? It doesn't matter. It's dumb. Really dumb, honestly. I don't like it how the way people are treating TikTok like a baby. Like, literally TikTokers are treating TikTok like babies. Even if I scroll down to one when I find a video someone's like, explaining why like Reddit users are fat and ugly, you know, you're clowning themselves. You're clowning yourself to think like TikTokers are better than like YouTubers. TikTokers are better than Reddit users. TikTokers are better than like people who use Instagram. Well, done. Well, be done with that. You know, it doesn't really matter right now because everything is just the same thing. Everyone who uses internet or like social media to become famous, it's just ruined. You're trying to ruin your life to get addicted to like these things, to the internet, of course, because you want to see something new and stuff. Ooh, instead of like getting a life normally, instead you just do those things. And I feel like it's a fact of like literal free speech in my opinion, because people in there on TikTok, when they're trying to say the truth, the comments get deleted. People like violating other people's video and then they violate them, your TikTok comments get removed, because that's true, because I did, and my comments get removed, and like, you know, there's a lot of things. Right now I feel like it's just the same thing over and over, you know. It doesn't really matter like TikTok becoming like boring or fun. Like, there's nothing into it, honestly. Downloading TikTok for the first time for me, it just feels a bit fun that time. It was like so excited, I guess. So I maybe it was the first time, you know, like liking things you want, like liking TikTok, liking new things, new content, scrolling down for like ever and ever without non-stopping. Yeah, that was like the fun thing about TikTok though. The first time only. Until when things get a little like middle though, where things get a bit lower different, where things get just gets even like not like worse or something, but like just gets even boringer, and you realize like you're like stuck in the matrix or something. Like, you have to do it over and over. Like, you wake up, you eat, you shower, you do stuff you have to do importantly, and then basically you sometimes relax, like watching TikTok, and then you do the same thing. You eat dinner, go to sleep. You wake up, do the same thing again. Repeat. Keep repeating again. And I feel like this is from like the Matrix theory, in my opinion. Like, because of like people was talking about how school give away your imagination and your mind, and how people are trying to say how like work and school is ruining everyone, especially the world. And the whole Matrix theory thing is becoming like, I think it's affecting me also. Like, it is like this world, like we're being controlled by something. Like, it's over and over without everyone knowing. Like, everything over, just and over and over, like non-stop. And there is no way to get out of it. It's just stuck with you. And the way to stop that will have to do some like requirements. Like, you have to like stop watching TikTok, stop doing those things, become healthy, or do another life that is different. That can't be true. You can't get out the TikTok matrix thing. It's hard. TikTok is so downloadable, so popular, and it has begun to take over the whole world. and worldwide downloadable content, and apparently how TikTok is so addictive in my country also. Like, everyone keeps downloading the same thing over and over. Whenever it goes to TikTok, it's popularity. Whenever someone talks about something popular, it goes to TikTok. Whenever a video or a dancing video, it goes to TikTok. Everything has to go on to TikTok. Nothing. Just everything just whole on TikTok. I'm not done here yet, but I'm just gonna say that I think it's not just only about TikTok addiction, but just don't get too addictive. It's just too bad, honestly. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna talk about. Just that's all. That's all the whole point. And the whole point of the beginning video until here is just about TikTok's addiction and stuff. But right now, this is where we talk about the contents, the videos that I am sick and tired of watching it. The content that was made by TikTokers. Yes, you call it TikTokers. There you go. You call it TikTokers, not YouTubers, but just TikTokers. Yes, they're called TikTok. TikTokers. Accounts of TikTok where you follow them sometimes, and sometimes there will be people that you want to follow them, which is not a thing on TikTok. And apparently, I have to say that these TikTokers are not doing what they're doing they used to be. They're not funny like they used to. They're not fun. They're forgotten. Some of them are not on your For You page anymore. They're left behind. They're rotting. And apparently, I guess because they know what they're doing actually. They're leaving behind TikTok. They realize that this is not 2020 anymore. This is not the vibe or the quarantine era of TikTok. This is just the over of TikTok. We have no more things to do. All we just have is now life normally. And apparently these people who are Gen Z or right now in their mid-20s, I guess, and they're about to hit in their 30s, it's time for them to move on to become adults. To actual life. They need to get married, to have children, to go to work normally instead of just doing TikTok. There's no problem to be it, but like I feel like it's time for everyone to change also. And those TikTok newcomers, I do kind of feel bad that those people really want to see fun, but right now, there's no more fun. Even all the trends on TikTok was also awful at that time. We literally had a lot of dangerous trends at the same time. We did have like the Pringles trend where you basically blend the Pringles and then they turn them into mashed potatoes, which just failed. We had the pink sauce trend, which is also like 2 years ago, which is crazy because apparently the pink sauce was dangerous out of nowhere. There was also the Spider-Verse burger, which is dangerous burger, I guess, and we had the Grimace Shake trend. Yes, that's the only one that I really know right now because apparently that Grimace Shake trend was kind of annoying in my opinion. Although it was kind of funny how people recreated the horror and like some, I guess, makes it sensual also. I don't really know that much because apparently the Grimace Shake trend is not dead and everyone's calling it a Gen Alpha trend. It's not being taken over by YouTube Shorts, but no, it's no longer there. It's gone. What a weird trend I have to say for the Grimace Shake though, because apparently the Grimace Shake is just about people drinking the shake and then they get infected like a virus or something. Like, I don't know, I guess. It was kind of funny and then it was weird at the same time. So that was all. The pink sauce one, I think I remember that one. It was like where everyone tried how did they make it, how did they sell it, how did they like eat it and stuff. Well, apparently the pink sauce was dangerous out of nowhere. I don't know how it was dangerous because apparently there was people videoing themselves going to the hospital, people like complaining how the sauce changes different color, and the creator of like pink sauce was like, nah, like she didn't care about like the food, like stuff like that. She didn't care about the people who get sick. She said that she doesn't even know anything about like the FAD or something. I don't know. I forgot what it's called, but I think I should research again because apparently it's where they control the food about it. Like they need to criticify the food, whether it's good or healthy. Is it good for humans? Is it not like something else? Is it not bad for people? And basically, it was, yeah, actually, it was all just a pointless thing, honestly. Those trends were just dumb, honestly. And then also there was like this other trend where, I guess years ago, even like way before TikTok, and this is called the eating Tide Pod trend. I didn't even know what that was because apparently until like when I was 10, when I officially turned 10, like, in 2017 that time, and so my friend asked me like, hey, like what is the Tide Pod trend? And apparently I didn't know what it is, but apparently I have another friend who asked me what the Tide Pod trend is. Turns out it's people eating laundry stuff. And then the CEO actually complains about it, saying stop eating Tide Pod videos. Actually, I don't really remember that video exists actually because it's like really old and I feel like it's now like 8 years old, I guess, or something. That video was like really long ago. I don't know what happened with it. I just forgot about it, honestly. People eating laundry stuff back then? Don't worry, because everyone my age actually died that time, because doing the trend was really dumb, honestly. And it's called just Tide Pods. Yes, I don't even know what Tide Pod is because it doesn't exist in my country. And yeah, that's all I know. Hey, I have to say that before I want to end the video about all those dumb TikTok videos that were made on TikTok, those stupid TikTok trends existing, to good or the bad ones, I should say, the memes to the weird ones, to the weird Sigma, Ohio, Giga Chad, Riz, Giat, whatever. I don't really care about it because everyone has kept calling it brain rot. Just everything brain rot. Honestly, I think I see what's the peak between TikTok here. I think we have like the good TikTok trends versus the bad TikTok trends, and the cringe ones that are being called bad versus the good ones being called the good and the prime TikTok trends. So there's many different things, honestly. Honestly, I don't really care about it right now. TikTok's just like boring as hell because I don't really care. It's just crappy everywhere. Everything is dumb. Everything is bad. It's just nothing. Yeah, that's all I want to say. And you know what? I think it's better off if we get off on TikTok. And we must stop doing the same thing over and over. We must not repeat what we're doing right now. We have to stop the addiction of TikTok. We must stop everything what we're doing. Delete your app. Delete everything. Get off your phone. Destroy your phone and escape to the Matrix and find the real world. Honestly, I wonder what the real world looks like.